Oh, good to see so many of you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Tina. I'm one of Brittany's coaches, and today we're going to tap on emotional eating. So, if you have a food that you want to tap on, get this going now. Oh, wait, what's going on? Zoom account has local recording disabled. No, it is recorded, but it's recorded only for us. It means local recording means you cannot record it on your hard drive, but we are recording it and you will be able to watch the replay. It's usually going to take us a few days until it's uploaded in your membership area. So when you log into your account and you go to Tapping Circle, you see all the archives of the old calls, and that's also where this call will end up in a few days. And I see recording is in progress, so you're all good. You will get the recording. You just can't save it on your local hard drive as we are doing the call. Okay, so yes, I would like everybody to keep yourself muted so that we don't have so much background noise as we are tapping. If you have a question, if there's anything I need to be aware of, you can raise your hand, and best is to use the raise hand button in Zoom on the computer. This is at the bottom. There's a little raise hand symbol. I'm not exactly sure where it is if you're using your mobile device. If you can't find the raise hand button and you're willing to have your camera on, you can also just use your physical hand and wave at me. And if I should not see this or you don't want to be on camera and it's urgent, you can just unmute yourself. I would like to ask you to talk, raise your hand though when we have like little breaks in between the tapping, and I'll also check in with you ladies and ask how you're doing, and or if there are any questions. Those would be good times to speak up if necessary. Yeah, the meeting is recorded, definitely. Keep yourself muted to keep the background noise down. And as always, this call is for you ladies. I will guide you as a group and I will sometimes suggest words for you to follow, but feel free to change the words to whatever suits you. If you feel like you need to say something else, if what I'm saying isn't resonating with you or you need to change it up a little bit, do that. The more personal it is to you, the better it will work. And yeah, we are here to work on emotional eating. So that's the push the food away exercise. And emotional eating is one of the big two food related weight loss blocks we have: emotional eating and cravings. What's emotional eating? Well, this is basically when we get triggered and we want to get away from a negative emotion. And this negative emotion, that pretty much always leads us back to some past event, often in our childhood, but it could also have been something that happened last week or yesterday. It doesn't really matter. When I say your younger self, it can basically be anything prior to this moment. It can go back all the way to birth. It can go back to in utero. Sometimes people feel like they end up in past lives. All good. Basically, as Brittany says, when we go back in time in our memories, sometimes it doesn't even feel like a real memory. It doesn't matter. Just go with whatever comes up, because sometimes, do I know if it's a past life? Is it an ancestral thing or whatnot? I have no idea. But what I do know is sometimes our brain uses imagery that's not a real memory, like in a dream, to basically put images to a feeling, to sensations in the body. So for example, sometimes when I tap, my younger self ends up in like a dark room that never existed in real life, but it kind of depicts the being lonely and feeling abandoned. Or Brittany tells the story where she felt like she was a rock floating through space. Did that happen at some point in time before this life? We don't know, but she tapped on it and it totally cleared it. And I had similar things happen. So whatever pops into your brain, no big deal. And sometimes people ask me, oh, I'm not so good at visualizing. I don't really see images or little movies in my head. Can I do the tapping? Yes, absolutely, we can. What's the most important part is the feeling, how it feels in your body. How do you know that you want the food? Feel it in your body. How do you know you're feeling uncomfortable? How do you know you're feeling sad? Feel it in your body. And also, I'm pretty sure even if you can't really see images, if I ask you to think of a person you love or your favorite pet, you have a way to remember. Even if it's not a picture, an image, maybe you hear their voice, maybe you smell, maybe your favorite person has a special aftershave or perfume or something. It can go through all sensory channels. It doesn't really matter. So basically, whichever way you remember, when I think, okay, think about your last vacation or meeting a good friend, you probably have some way to remember how it was. Whatever comes up when I ask you for this good memory is probably the channel that will come up when we work on the echoes and do the push the food away. And yeah, I said the echo tapping for emotional eating, that takes care of the wanting to go away from a negative feeling, a negative memory. That is different from the cravings, where we basically want to go towards a good memory. For example, if you used to bake cookies with your grandma and now those cookies represent your grandma's love, you might, when you feel stressed, want the cookies because you're craving grandma's love. And we know this because it's associated with positive feelings as opposed to negative feelings for the emotional eating. But also cravings is usually a very specific food. So if you made chocolate chip cookies with your grandma, it has to be chocolate chip cookies, and often it needs to be a special brand. So not any random chocolate chip cookie might be the one, and oatmeal raisin for sure won't do the trick. That's also how you can recognize a craving. However, for emotional eating, it's not that important what we eat as long as we can stuff something in our mouth to push the feelings down. Of course, if you're a chocolate junkie and you have chocolate in the house, that will be the first thing you go for. So it could be that with chocolate, you have to do both the cravings and the emotional eating technique to clear the whole thing. That's perfectly normal. However, if you're out of chocolate and you have some cheese sandwich sitting in the fridge, you might just go for that one. Or basically anything, any kind of calories that help you numb out will do. So emotional eating, away from a negative memory, away from negative feelings. Usually any food will do. Cravings is going towards positive memories, positive feelings, and it's usually a very specific food. And often we need to do both techniques on the same food, but usually also people have one more than the other. So some people are more emotional eaters, some are more cravings people. It depends. All right. Do you ladies have any questions about the emotional eating versus cravings? How to know what to do when? And basically it can happen when you say, okay, I'm going to push the food away, and you find a positive memory. You can just switch techniques. You are setting out to do emotional eating, going away from the negative, but you find something positive. Okay, then you just whip out the ball of light and tap on the positive aspects. Those are basically tools in your toolbox, and you can reach for each one. You can mix and match as you need to deal with whatever comes up. But basically today in the emotional eating, I'm guiding you through the push the food away process, which is basically how to recover and heal those triggering memories that are associated with the negative emotions. And one thing that can come up quite frequently, that is something we call resistance. And maybe you know that when you feel like, you know what, I don't really want to tap right now. Anybody knows that feeling? I'd rather eat the food. I'd rather go watch TV. Oh, I'd rather clean the dust behind my sofa. All kinds of things get more important all of a sudden. So like, I should tap, but la 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 la. Let's see what else we can do instead. I'm totally guilty of that. And it still happens to me, even though I'm quite an experienced tapper by now. But it's a very common thing. And there are two main reasons why we might experience resistance. One is associated with self-sabotage, basically rebelling against your authority figure. When your inner child says just a big fuck you to anybody who comes with any more or less reasonable rules. And even if those rules come from yourself, like, oh, I want to eat less chocolate, there's a little 5-year-old inside you that shows you the middle finger and throws a temper tantrum and says, I want the chocolate just because I can. Well, this is basically our inner rebel, which we deal with in the self-sabotage module. Yeah. Sometimes I just don't want to heal what I look for. The second big reason is that it doesn't feel safe to open that can of worms. So somewhere your subconscious mind, your brain knows, oh shit, we're gonna dive into some hard stuff. And back then we weren't able to handle it. This is why it's basically still active in our brain and can get triggered. If there was a situation that we could process, we basically file it away and it's done. But if we are overwhelmed and we can't handle the situation, those are those little things that kind of stay as open files in our brain and that get called back up when a similar thing happens or something feels similar. So our brain says, I don't want you to look into that. I don't want you to open that can of worms. It's not safe. It's too dangerous. You rather want to clean the dishes right now just so you don't look at this thing. And that is a very common thing. That's basically our internal protection mechanism, because our brain just thinks, oh, this situation was shitty. I couldn't handle it back then. It'll be the same. You'll just drop me into the situation without help, and it's like a sink or swim, and I'll be just as helpless as I was when I was 2 years old. But basically, what we need to tell our brain is that this is not exactly what we're doing. We're basically taking your little one by the hand, and we are helping your little one to process the memories and to heal it, so that finally we can put it away for good and it won't pop up over and over and over again. And basically, often this resistance comes up when something big is coming up that's almost ready to heal, but not quite yet. And basically, big resistance means big thing ready to heal. So a lot of us, just from the feeling how the resistance feels, is like, oh my God, I don't want to do it. And you might sabotage yourself and stop the tapping completely, or stop the program, stop the diet, stop whatever you're trying to do. Who has done that before? Definitely me, right? Yeah. So the thing is, if that happens to you, just tap. Keep tapping and breathing, because you're about to heal something really big. And it doesn't take much to get to the other side of it. It's basically the sign that you're ready to tackle it. And I have a little bit of a script for resistance that I want to take you guys through before we actually start the tapping, because probably you're feeling a little bit nervous about doing the push the food away right here, right now too, right? So, okay. So let's just take a breath here. That was a lot of talking to begin with, so maybe just shake it out. You can also want to shake out your legs if you can. I feel rebellious, but haven't been able to locate a specific event that I'm rebelling against. It doesn't always have to be a specific event. When it's your inner rebel, it's basically more proof of principle that your inner child says, I want to call the shots. I want to determine what I do and what I don't do. And you with these stupid rules, you can just go fuck yourself. That is basically an accumulation of our parents telling us what to do when we were little. And basically, yeah, there's no way around it, right? You can't just let your child do whatever they want. That might not be a good idea all the time. So that's basically what's been feeding the inner rebel for so long. If it's yeah, that's basically the inner rebel. There can be a specific event. So if you keep tapping on the inner rebel, giving it a voice, and basically that's how we deal with that. We let that little child have the temper tantrum and express, I don't want to, you can't make me, just go fuck off. I don't want to clean this. I don't want to stop eating that. I just want the chocolate just because I can. And I will, and I can go to the store and buy 10 more bars, and you can just watch me and not do anything about it. And na 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 na. Basically, this is how we would tap on in our Rebel. If that doesn't work, and you do it 3 times and it still doesn't work, and it comes back, then I would see if there's an echo. Then I would feel the rebellious feeling and see if that takes me back in time. Does that make sense? But first I would just express it and be rebellious and throw a temper tantrum and allow yourself to be a rebel and tell everybody else to go fuck themselves. Okay, but today we deal with a part that's a little afraid of what we might find. So for the moment, take a breath. And can you feel your butt on your chair and the feet on the ground? Just feel whatever you're in contact with, whatever's holding you up here. And feel your breath and maybe feel your heart beating. And then I want you to tune in if you're a little anxious or nervous about working on your emotional eating here today. And give that anxiety a number on a scale from 0 to 10, where 0 is I'm totally chilled and I'm not anxious at all. And 10 would be, oh my God, I'm almost jumping out of my seat. I'm so anxious. And if you want, you can share your numbers or any insights in the chat. Okay, and then start tapping the carotid chop point. And yeah, you might not have resistance at all. That's perfectly fine. I invite you to join the tapping anyway, because this is a good one to have in the back pocket. It usually just takes 2 to 5 minutes. If you're feeling anxious about tapping, you can just do this before you actually go into the push the food away. Okay, it might feel like resistance, but resistance might be different from anxiety. That's okay too. For me, it usually feels like a little dog inside of me is like digging off for paws, and like you have a dog, you pull on the leash and they go like, that's how it feels for me. So see if there's any resistance, anxiety, nervousness, anything like that. And feel free to repeat after me or change the words according to what suits you. Even though part of me is resisting to tap on this, I acknowledge this is how I feel. And even though I really want to heal this, but part of me is nervous. Part of me is resisting. I love and accept all parts of me. Even though I'm resisting to even think about this. Because I don't want to relive a bad event. I choose to be gentle with myself. And tap through the points. I acknowledge that I'm feeling this resistance. It's perfectly normal to feel this way. Everybody does. And part of me does not want to look at this memory. Because it doesn't want me to feel all those scary emotions all over again. And I don't want to know what's in there. I don't want to go back. It was so overwhelming. And I don't know exactly what it is yet. But I can tell it was bad. And I don't want to experience that again. Wasn't it enough that I lived through this once? I refuse to do it again. And I know this resistance is just trying to keep me safe. Thank you, resistance. Thank you for protecting me from all those old memories. Thank you for keeping me safe and away from this big fat mess. Thank you for protecting me from reliving this bad experience. Thank you for keeping me safe from all those overwhelming emotions. I really appreciate that you're watching out for me. But I am ready to heal this now. I am looking forward to feeling better. And I'm not that young girl or woman anymore. I'm a lot stronger, a lot wiser, and I have better tools, like tapping. And I have support here from this group. I know I can handle this now. And maybe it's safe now to take a little look to help my younger self. And I know I don't have to relive the whole memory. I don't have to jump all the way in. I can just take a little peek, like peeking through the door, just open it a little bit. And if this is getting too much, I can back out at any time and close the door again. And if my emotions are getting too overwhelming, I can just tap and breathe. I can focus my awareness on my breath, on my feet on the ground. I can feel my butt and my legs against the chair. And I can also open my eyes at any time and look around the room to remind myself where I am. I'm ready to give this a try, knowing that I can get back out at any time. All right, and stop the tapping, ladies. Shake it out. See if you need a shake or stretch, if you need a sip of water. Oh, I see some yawning. Good. All right. And then when you're ready, tune back into that resistance. Feel where it was in your body and see what's left. And tell me if it got a little bit better, if it's still the same, or if it's worse. Okay, some better, some not so much, some worse. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, oftentimes this helps. If it doesn't, basically the thing that helps is actually jumping into the push the food away, which we'll be doing now, because sometimes the anxiety kind of ramps up when you're kind of like so close to the door before opening it. That is perfectly okay. So I'll get you out of there in a moment. So if you have a food to tap on, get this out, and I want you to look at it, smell it, maybe even taste a little bit. And I want you to rate how much you want the food. If you don't have a food, or it's not the time of day where you usually overeat, you can imagine in your mind the last time you binged on something, be it last night, last week, or if you have a common situation like every day when you come home from work, you want to stuff your face, think yourself back to that situation and put yourself in that situation in your mind, and then imagine the last food you binged on in front of you. And then I want you to rate your desire for the food. We want it pretty up there. So ideally we want to be above a 4 or 5. If it's lower than that, can you make it stronger by tasting it, sniffing it, looking at it? Good. We have some 8s, 10s, 6. Good. All right. And I want you to really feel in your body, how do you know that you really long for this food? How do you know you want it? Where do you feel it? Does it feel like a magnet is drawing you in? Do you feel it in your chest, in your stomach? Are you salivating? Do you feel it in your eyes, in your little toe, the tips of your hair? Good, all right. And now take your real or imagined food, push it away, and tell yourself, I am not eating this now. And there might be this little voice in the back of your head that says, I might not be eating this now, but wait till this call ends. La 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 la. Tell that voice, we're not going to eat this at any time today. We're not going to eat this tomorrow. We're not going to eat this for the rest of the week. It's just no. And push it out of reach. And then feel if there's an uncomfortable feeling coming up in your body. And I like to tap the carotid chop as I'm tuning in. That kind of, for me, takes the edge off a little and makes it easier for me to feel that feeling and follow it. If that takes the edge off too much and you feel like you can tune in better when you're not tapping at this point, you don't have to. So feel that discomfort in your body. Can you locate it? Where is it in your body? How big or small does it feel? Does it have a temperature, texture? Does this remind you of anything? Have you felt like this before? And you can switch also to tapping through the points right now. When have you felt this feeling in the past? How old do you feel right now? And some people get a number, some people know right at the beginning how old they are. I usually see the situation first before I have an idea what the age is. Just stuck in feeling fear and denial. Yeah. If you have an emotion, yeah, can you pinpoint the emotion? Like fear, sadness, and feel that in your body. Let your body take you back in time. Maybe there's a thought or an image popping up. Or you start thinking about a place, a situation, a person. And as I said, it doesn't matter if it feels real. Go with whatever comes up first. And if nothing comes except for the emotion, just feeling the emotion and tapping and breathing is helping to clear it. So tap through the points. And if you got something, any age, can you see your younger self in front of you? Can you see yourself at that age? Do you already get a scene with it? If not, no problem. And even if you still just have a feeling, that's okay too. We want to help our younger self. So the first thing you need to do is get to her. So can you walk up to your younger self? And also here, there can be some resistance. It might feel difficult to do. There might be something pulling you back, or maybe there is a glass window between you and your younger self, or sometimes it feels like being stuck, not being able to move. If anything like this happens, if any resistance happens during the tapping, your only job is to notice it, where you feel it in your body, and feel it as you tap and breathe. And then after a couple breaths, you can try again. So see if you can walk up to your younger self, do that. If you're still working on getting close to her, that's fine too. Feel her energy, feel her feelings, her emotions. Can you just take another step towards her if you're still far away from her? Tap, feel her emotions as you slowly make your way closer. And when you get within arm's distance, check if your younger self recognizes you. And if not, you can introduce yourself and say, "Hi, I'm you from the future and I'm here to help you." And see how she reacts. And she might be happy to see you, or she might be, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Either one is good. See if it's okay with her to put a hand on her shoulder, to connect with her in some way. And if she says no, don't do it. She's in the driver's seat here. And then see if you can step inside of her body. And if you need to shrink yourself to make that happen, do whatever it takes. And see if you can get in. And also here, notice if this is easy or if there's some resistance. That's okay too. If there's resistance, feel the resistance, tap and breathe, and after a few breaths while tapping, try again. If you manage to get inside of your younger self's body, look through her eyes, look around where you are, if you recognize the place, the situation. And if you can't get inside of your younger self's body, not a big deal, then just stay with her, next to her as your adult self. And if there are other people in your scene, freeze them. So they can't move, they can't talk. They basically got the tranquilizer dart shot in their butts. And see if you recognize where you are, what's going on, and what is the emotion you're feeling. Can you rate it on a scale from 0 to 10? And you don't have to write it down right now, I just want you to feel it. And is there anything you need to say or express in that situation? Maybe this isn't fair. Why me? Maybe it's like, get away from me. Maybe you're lonely and sad. Often that means that someone isn't there who should have been there. Bring that person in and freeze them. Is there anything you need to say? Anything you need to express? If it's tears coming up, that's okay too. Let those tears flow. What do you need to say? Maybe it's, "You shouldn't leave me alone. I need you here." Or maybe it's, "Get away from me. Don't touch me." You can tell them to stop and back off. And tell those people how their behavior makes you feel. Feeling like it's just nebulous, gauzy surroundings, separated from the younger self. Yeah, that can happen. That's another layer of protection. Basically, keep imagining, keep feeling that fog, that whatever it is surrounding you. Just feel that, look at that, and tap and breathe. And as you do that, that will likely change. And as you're tapping and breathing, notice if something is shifting in your body. That could be a big sigh or some tears coming up or yawning. You want to tap and feel until we feel a little bit shifting. Then let's take a break for a moment, unless you're in the middle of something. It's good to take a break, come back to the here and now, and you can shake it out. You can make some noises, stretch, roll your shoulders. And look around the room, see where you are, see if you need a sip of water. Okay. Then feel your feet on the ground, your butt on the chair. And notice your temperature. Did you maybe get a little cold or hot while you were tapping? Can you just notice your breath? Did it get slower or faster, or is it still the same as before? Yeah, remembering how I felt when I screwed up and wanted to punish me. Yeah. All right, and when you're ready, tune back in to your little one. Go back to that situation. Feel that emotion that you had in the beginning and give it a number, give it a rating. How big is it now? And feel free to share in the chat if you like. How big was it in the beginning? How big is it now? And it could be actually going down. It could also be going up, because now we took the lid off and we're actually looking at it, right? Before we were pushing it down and suppressing it and it was kind of locked up, and now we basically opened the box and we're looking at it. So this means as we focus on the emotion, it's pretty common in the beginning that it goes up at first. And that is a good thing, because now it's not hidden anymore and we can actually work with it. Okay, some are still the same. Yeah, sometimes it's numbness. That can happen. So if you feel numb, or if you feel foggy, or if you feel like there's something between you and your little one, or you have the feeling I should be triggered and upset, but for some reason I'm not and I'm weirdly spaced out, that is what we call a smoke screen. That is basically what your brain and your nervous system put as protection between you and the memory. And how we deal with it is we basically imagine, we feel, and describe whatever fog, nothingness, numbness we feel as we feel it. So this could look like, I just feel nothing. And this nothing just feels like a big black blanket that's draping over me. Or maybe it's a cloud of fog and I can't even see my own hand because it's so foggy. And the fog is cold and it's wet and it's just all around me and it's pushing me down. And as you basically imagine that blockage, Or maybe it's a big boulder, a big rock right in front of my nose. Or it feels like I'm stuck with my feet in cement or concrete. Describe that. Or you can say if it's like, oh, I'm totally numbed out, I'm spaced out, I'm just floating in space, and I'm drifting off to La La Land, and I can't really concentrate. Describe that. And if you don't have such a resistance thing between you and the situation, just dive right into the situation. Feel that emotion. And let's see if there's some frustration or anger or the feeling it's not fair what happened. See if you can tune into that. It might not be obvious. Sometimes layer of anger is hidden under some sadness. But usually when we weren't treated the way we should have been treated, there is some anger in there. So see if you can connect with that. And if the anger is too strong, frustration, feeling it's unfair, those are good ones to go with. And so feel in your body as anything, anger, frustration, it's not fair. And can you rate that, give it a number? If you're still too scared or too sad, that's okay too. If you can't find any anger, frustration, unfair feelings, stick with whatever emotion you have. But it's not fair. Yeah, good. You got a 10. Feel free to share if you like. And then grab your anger toy, something soft. It could be a pillow, it could be a rolled up blanket. Sometimes if I don't have anything, I just grab the edge of my sweatshirt and you can kind of bunch it up and you can manhandle it to get some energy out. If you have a pillow, or sometimes I have this squishy ball that I like to beat up, get your anger toy out and tune into that feeling of it's not fair. Yeah, sad and lonely. So if you're sad and lonely, keep working on that. But you can also feel if there's some frustration and anger about being left alone there too. Heartache, despair, sadness. Yeah, okay. So if you can tap into some frustration or anger, grab your pillow and see how does your body want to let this frustration out. Maybe you just shake and make some noises, just like, or you can shake your hands and, or maybe you want to punch the air. Maybe you want to stomp your feet, or you want to beat up your pillow. Or you can smash your pillow. I like to do that. You can choke it and like wrestle with it. You can kick it. If you kick something, make sure it's soft and you don't hurt yourself. It's not fair. And you can say stuff like, fuck off, it's not fair. This shouldn't have happened. I'm so angry. And if you want to scream,
you've been taken away from me.
And wait, I'll mute you guys.
All of my potential.
Okay. Alrighty. So if you need to say anything, go say it. If you need to get this out without saying anything, that's okay too. And you'll notice as you get the anger, the frustration, the unfairness out, there comes a point where you feel like, I need a breather. This is when you go back to tapping and just breathing. And if you're still in the process of getting it out, use your own timing. And when you take a breather, just tapping and breathing, notice your breath without changing it. Notice if it's gotten faster. Notice your temperature. Did you get hot? Did you get cold? Can you feel the energy coursing through your body? Maybe you even feel your heart beating. Can you feel that? Good. And as you're tapping and breathing, Feeling the energy. Can you feel your feet on the floor, your legs and your butt on the chair, whatever you're in contact with? Good. And then tune back into that anger, that frustration, that it's not fair feeling, or whatever emotion you're still working on. And see what's left. Did it change in any way, shape, or form? What do you notice? And if you give it a number, what is it now? Less, more, the same? Calmness now down to a 2. Okay, good. Down to a 6. Able to put words to an emotion. Awesome. Great. Wonderful. I want you to tune in whatever's left. And you can imagine taking that anger, frustration, or whatever it is, and kind of pulling it together, all the bits and pieces you still have, bring them together in your belly. That's your power center. And from there, we can speak strongly. And is there anything else? Notice if you're angry, frustrated, it's not fair. Is there a particular thing you're angry about? Anger is less, but now it's directed at myself. Yeah, that can happen too. We can get angry at ourselves. That's perfectly fine. And you can talk to your younger self and tell her how fucked up she was and how angry you are at her. Totally. Tell her how you feel about her. Or whatever person, have something to say to. Tell them why you're angry. Say, this was not okay. You shouldn't have done. Fill in the blank. You make me feel this way, and I'm so angry right now. I'm so pissed. I'm mad. And then tune into that anger. And how does your body want to get it out? Grab your anger toy. What do you want to do? You want to hit? You want to punch? You want to scream? Screaming, if you have neighbors, you can scream into your pillow like, ooh. So your neighbors won't call the police. Do you need to stomp your feet? Do you need to jump up and down? For me, when I do anger work, it often looks like kickboxing with my pillow. Do you want to punch it? Do you want to rip it apart? Sad I wasted so much time feeling like this. Yeah, that's good. That seems like you're kind of already over the hump. Good. Okay, and if you can't get to the anger yet, that's perfectly fine. If you're still with sadness and loneliness, go with that. You can still tell the person who left you alone that this wasn't okay, how they make you feel. And maybe you also want to include what you needed from them. Like, I needed you to be here. I needed you to just hug me. I needed you to tell me I'll be okay. I needed you to support me and be on my side rather than yelling at me or beating me or whatever it is they did. Feeling forgiveness. Good. Good progress. Okay. Good. All right. Let's take a break, ladies. Shake it out. Stretch, unless you're right in the middle of it. Stretch out. See if you need some water or tea or whatever you have. And let's check back in with any anger, frustration. It's not fair feeling. Do we still have anything left? Do we need another round? Let's say I'm good, ready to move on, thumbs up. I need another round would be thumbs down. Okay, we have a mix. All right, let's do another round. So tap into whatever's left. If you have nothing left, just tap and breathe and feel your contact to the ground. And if you're already completely done with the anger, and usually we know that if you feel like exhausted and tired and you don't have energy anymore, And the rule is, if you're not quite sure, if you're like, oh, I don't really feel angry, but I'm not tired either, the rule is, if in doubt, do another round. So if you're not quite sure, go for it. If you still feel frustration, anger, feel it in your body, give it a number, and pull it all together. And I always say also, look in the corners and under the rug, all the little bits and pieces, bring them together, gather them up to fuel your next round, grab your pillow, and grand finale, I want you to give it all you got, really, like you're sprinting towards the finish line, whatever you need to do. And if you have 000 anger, just see your younger self in front of me and see if she needs a hug. And if she wants a hug, give her a hug. Everybody who's still working it out, give it all your energy. Good. Excellent. Good work, ladies. See if you need remembering a temper tantrum. Good. Yeah, let it out. You can make funny noises. You can stomp your feet. You can roll around on the floor. Oh, it's all allowed. Just big finale. Get it out. One last round. And then when you feel like, oh, I got it out, getting tired now, come back to tapping and breathing. And of course, if you still have another couple of rounds of anger work inside of you, I'd rather have you get those out so you can pause the call or you can keep doing your anger work. But for me, it's time now to keep moving on to the next stage. So then I want you to see your younger self in front of you and see, what does she need? Probably first of all, get her out of that situation, bring her to a safe space. And then see if she wants a hug. And if so, give her a big, good hug. And you can hug yourself. And I like to do it such that I can still tap underneath one armpit, but I can kind of hug myself here. Or maybe you just want to give yourself a squeeze without tapping for a moment. Your choice. I like to rock my little one a little bit. And let her know, I'm here for you. I'll protect you now. And I know exactly how you feel. How scared, lonely, angry. I understand. Because I've been there. And I'm so sorry you had to feel this way. I'm so sorry that happened to you. And I'm so sorry that I haven't been there for you earlier. I love you. You're safe with me now. I'm protecting you. This is not your fault. And in your own words, what does your little you need to hear? What do you want her to know? Can you comfort her? Let her know you're there for her. You love her unconditionally. And you can even imagine tapping on her little face as you have her in your arms and talk to her. Or if she's a bit older, you can check if if it feels better if you teach her how to tap on herself. Whichever one feels better. And check in how she's doing right now. And what does she need? And you can ask her what she needs. Make that happen. And remember, we have fairy tale physics at our fingertips. If she wants a flying unicorn, give it to her. If she wants a protective suit or a magic sword, give it to her. If she needs a superhero by her side, get your favorite superhero. If she needs an angel to protect her, call her guardian angel. She knows what she needs. Maybe she just wants to go out and play now. Make that happen. Whatever it is. Maybe she wants a little puppy to play with for company. I'll check in with her. How's she doing now? And then ask little you if she wants to come with you. Oh, okay. When I'm angry at the little one, it feels difficult to have nice words for her. Yeah, that means that you need to get the anger out first. So if it feels like you can't say nice things to her, do another round or two of anger work. So basically this needs to be completed, and then there'll be a moment where basically it flips around in your brain automatically, where you feel like, oh my God, she's just a little girl and I was so harsh on her. Yeah. Okay, and see what little you says to the offer to come with you. If she says no, she wants to stay wherever she's right now, let her know, okay, that's perfectly fine. And tell her how she can contact you, how she can reach you. And some of my students like to give their little ones a cell phone so she can call, or maybe she has a little bell, or maybe she wants to make your nose itch, whatever it is, whatever you two can agree on. And if she's cool with coming with you, then shrink her down until she fits into the palm of your hand and place her inside of your heart. And then I like to put one hand on my heart as I keep tapping with the other hand. And feel her inside of your heart. Now, if you're still angry at her, that might not be the way to go yet. Then I would probably not put her inside of my heart, just let her know that it's okay. Well, if she's angry at you, let her know it's okay to be angry. If you're still angry at her, just tap and breathe for now, or keep doing your anger work. When she's inside of your heart and that feels good, feel the love you have for her. And that's safety. That heart of yours is a safe space. And as she is inside of your heart, let her grow up. Feel and see her getting older and older with the new wisdom she gained today. And maybe she's walking through life differently. Maybe she has a different spring in her step, walks with more confidence, knowing that you are here with her and you love her. And if there's still some events on the side of the road that need your attention, some memories that need tapping on, let her know, yes, I see them, and we will tap on them, but we'll do that later, not today. And if something pops up, I recommend you write it down so you can tap on it later. Feel her growing up, getting older, until she reaches present day. And once she arrives, let her merge with you, because she's you and you are her. And also let your energy fields merge. Can you feel that love and safety that she felt in your heart? And turn it into a big ball of light inside of your heart. And can you make that light bigger and brighter so that it fills your whole torso, your belly? And can you make it even bigger and brighter so that that healing light and love and safety flows into your arms and legs and through your neck into your head? And can you turn it up even more, even bigger and brighter, so that that light bursts out of your body and also fills your energy field around you, like it's creating a nice, safe bubble around your body. Just keep filling that bubble around you with that light. And can you feel it in your body and on the outside? Maybe it feels like a warm, cozy blanket. Maybe it feels like warm sunshine. How does it feel to you? Feel that, feel it in your body. And keep charging up. And when that feels complete for today, when you got it as bright as you could, I invite you to bring your hands together over your heart center. And take a breath. And then one more time, feel your feet on the floor, your legs, your butt on the chair, maybe your back leaning against the backrest. And whenever you're ready, ladies, you can open your eyes. And welcome back. How are we doing? From frustration level of 10 to perfect peace. Oh, I like that. Good, 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 good. Okay, and I want you to tune in one last time, thinking about that memory, that situation, and check in with little you. How are you doing? And then the ultimate test, I want you to check on your food. And remember how much you wanted the food when we started, and how much do you want it now? 0 is, I don't care about the food, I can just put it back in the fridge. Or 10 would be, I just need to inhale it right now. Don't want it anymore. Feel peaceful. Down to 0. Good. 0 to food. Awesome. Good work, ladies. No interest. Forgot we were tapping on food. Yes. Yep. Good, 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 good. All right. Excellent work, ladies. We still have a 3 left. Okay. See if you need to brush up a little more on your little inner child, maybe do some healing light, a little bit of flushing through. But also when you're down to a 2 or 3, that might be okay. Also, it depends on if you're really hungry and your body really needs fuel. So if you do this right before lunch, then yeah, you need to eat. So those are cases when you probably don't go down to a 0 for the food because your body says, hey, feed me, I need fuel. Then is the question if you want to eat that food or maybe just a smaller portion of it, or if you want to have something different, maybe something lighter and healthier. Tune into that. And also, basically, your brain, your nervous system keeps processing for about a day or 2 after we did a big session. Yeah, so that's why we usually say when you did hard work today, tomorrow, take the time off with tapping. You can do the little 5-minute from the neuro reconditioning library, or you can tap and breathe. But don't do another big push the food away unless something big knocks at your door and you feel like, oh my God, I'll die if I don't tap. Then, of course, by all means, tap. But it's usually good to give it a day to keep integrating the changes. And this might also lead to the 3 finally going down to a 0. If it's still there after 2 days, I would see if anything is left, any aspect you still need to tap on, but it's probably just gonna fade away. And it is possible that tomorrow you're a little off, you're a little tired, a little grumpy. This is perfectly normal. We call this a tapping hangover. That is still your system integrating. And basically, we did a lot of brain rewiring, and actually it's kind of like running a marathon. Not quite, but I had some students and fellow coaches have like a pulse watch on, and they said it was like about 45 minutes of heavy duty cycling, even they were just sitting in their chair the whole time. And especially when you do anger work, it's pretty normal to be exhausted. So 4th anger work in 2 days. Oh my gosh, you're a trooper. Yeah, good work. So if you can, take it easy for today. I mean, if you still need to go to work, you probably, or you have kids you need to take care of, that might not be possible, but see if you can be gentle with yourself. Take it easy, hydrate, drink lots of water, maybe go to bed a little bit earlier, listen to your body. And yeah, if you're a little off tomorrow, that's perfectly normal. You can just tap and breathe for a couple of minutes. Maybe if you're on your break, or even if you go to the restroom, you can just sit on the toilet and tap and breathe for 2 minutes. That helps clear it out, but no big things until like the day after tomorrow, I'd say. Okay, and we are at the time, but I still have a few minutes. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. If you need to hop off the call and go on with your life, you're very welcome to do that too. Definitely thank you to everybody who was here for sharing your energy and being so brave to do the hard work. It's always an honor for me. Yeah, any questions? Bring it on. If that's not the case, alrighty, then I'll let you go, ladies. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Let's see.